Sean Strickland.
Oh, man, how you doing?
Great. UFC World Champion.
Oh, yeah, right? Still, well, it lasts.
You keep saying that. Why is that your phrase right now?
You know what it is? At some point, we all lose. Do I beat the South African? Yes. I think I beat him. I think I knock him out. I think I bring him in deep water. But at some point, we all lose, And you could be like Izzy, laying in a bathtub of flower petals, and you could have an entourage and people following you around. But at some point, someone's gonna make fun of you for having sex with your dog, and then you're gonna crumble as a human being and get a DUI. That's just not me, because I'm level.
So that idea that one day you're not going to get your hand raised in some form of competition, that helps you as you prepare for fights?
You know what it is? I love my people. I love the fans, I get such great people, but what do we do? What is my job? What is my job? What do I do?
You fight another man in an octagon for a living.
I take my clothes off.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Take my clothes off.
Half naked as well.
Half naked. And do you see my face right now? You see this face? This is just training. And I shorten my life and I beat the living out of myself for the enjoyment of people. I don't know Dana White's net worth, but I know mine. You know what I'm saying? And then I love Dana White. Great guy. Hunter, great guy. But what I'm saying, you guys, is you're not going to see me lay in a bathtub of rose petals and tell you that I'm the greatest in the world. I'm just a idiot who goes and gets hit in the head for money. And currently, I'm the best at not getting hit in the head. But at the end of the day, that's all it is.
How did your life change when you became world champion? Because I would imagine some things are now different.
It's hard for me to go to Walmart these days. I go to the Walmart and it's one of my favorite things to do was to go to Walmart at right before closing time and just wander around and buy all the useless Chinese shit I shouldn't buy. But now I'm a little bit too famous for Walmart. Not a huge fan of that.
That's big time famous.
Yeah, that's big time famous. You'd be surprised how many UFC fans go to Walmart.
So, okay, there's some challenges that come with being a champion. What about, are there some perks? Are there some benefits?
I make more money, right? But I make more money, Reebok or Nike or all these they're not gonna come give me money, but I just don't toe the line, Meg. I don't toe the line, I gotta be a little bit more softer. I gotta vote for Biden. I gotta toe the line. I don't, it's terrible.
But you connect with people. Like when you fought Izzy, everybody kind of thought that he would have the crowd behind it, but really when it came down to those press conferences and weigh-ins and the fight itself, you had the crowd behind you.
Well, most people suck. Most athletes suck. People like me because they're like, oh, that's my white trash uncle that I used to hang out with. I know that guy. That's the guy, I know that guy, Look, he's famous, he's making money. And then you have the superstars like McGregor who walks around in a suit, and you have all these these guys that you're a punching bag, dude. At what point do you forget what you are? You were a punching bag.
So you obviously are very well aware of who you are, and you represent yourself in an original, organic way.
Unlike Colby Covington, the fraudulent man himself.
You took issue with how he faced that last fight?
Yeah, he's just fraudulent, But again, a lot of I think to be a UFC fighter, it is a sense of entertainment, WWE. But you want to base your character in authenticity, and then you have somebody like Colby who is a fictional persona that he's created, and when he's not trying to fall on Trump's dick, I don't know, we're gonna probably have to edit some of this out.
Some.
Seriously, it's the most cringeworthy bro. Every time it is so up. Trump left the arena while he's giving his speech. It's like watching the ugly girl get rejected at a party. You just feel bad for the guy at this point. Don't worry, Colby. He knows your name. All
right.
I got off subject, man. I got off subject.
It's all right. I drove you there. So let's get back on subject.
Get back.
I want to talk about your last fight.
Oh yeah, the last fight. I've actually never watched that fight yet.
You haven't watched it yet?
I don't watch fights.
Do you watch your opponent though?
No. Low self-esteem, It just kind of builds up in me. I'm like, you suck. You're a loser. You shouldn't have won that fight. You can. So I just ignore it.
So do you leave all the game planning to your coaches then?
I forget that I'm fighting. I don't even think about it. It's just another day.
Interesting. So how much do you think about your opponent as you prepare for a fight?
Not one bit. I think about my weight cut. I think about dieting. But at the end of the day, it's in the hand of the gods. No matter what I do, no matter how much I think about it, it ain't changing. The outcome ain't changing. I could go sit up on a rock like the Karate Kid and like, you know, get a Miyagi and like, and think about it and dwell about it and mentally get in the zone. But like the outcome ain't changing. Enjoy life, you know, go eat a cheeseburger, be happy. And then just when it comes, it comes.
That idea seems to serve you very well though, because you've had a lot of success in the octagon. You are the world champion.
Yeah, right. That's a weird thing to say. That's a weird thing to say. Yeah, I guess here we are. We got all the cameras, you guys. You should see around. We got like a whole crowd of people here just watching what I say. It's weird, man. All these people, they went to film school. They worked their life off just to watch this white trash motherfucker ramble on an ESPN interview. It's good shit. Good shit.
No, it is. You know, after that fight, the consensus on social media seemed to be that people were surprised by your, not just success, but how easily that success came in the fight against Israel. You couldn't have been surprised at all, right?
I mean, I work my ass off. I've been training since I've been 15. I don't drink. I don't have a social life. I don't go to parties. I don't go get DUIs at clubs. I don't molest my dog. Like, I train, I sleep, I train, I ride motorcycles and shoot guns. Like, I'm a pretty simple guy. Well, I love fighting. Like, I love training, and I fight so I could train. Training keeps me sane. It keeps me level. Problem is I have to fight to make money to train. So here we are with the cameras.
What goes through your mind before you fight? Because it doesn't necessarily sound like it's something super enjoyable as it is for other athletes.
You know, I always tell people you don't really want anything like, you almost want to be like a serial killer, you know, like mentally you have to be ready to die for this. So like if you walk into a fight and mentally you're not ready, even though you're not going to die in a fight, that's not going to happen. But if mentally you're not on that wavelength that I'm here, I would give my life for this, I want this, whatever happens will happen, that's the mindset, you know? If you're thinking about, if you're thinking about your girlfriend, you're thinking about your life or your fucking dog in Izzy's case, it's gonna throw you off. I should make fun of Izzy. I like the guy. He's a good guy.
You like him now?
I mean, I never not liked him. He just does some weird shit, man. He just mouth feeds his dog.
Okay.
Well, he's a great fighter,
Yeah.
Like, he's done a lot of cool shit.
He's a tremendous fighter, and
Yeah.
you defeated him to become the world champion. But Sean, I sat next to you on the flight home, and the pilot made an announcement celebrating that you were on the flight.
Oh, yeah, tension. Trust me. I'm not very good at it.
You did not seem into being the world champion. Less than 24 hours later, you kind of made a comment like, oh, it happened. It's over now.
It's just all fake, man. It's all fake. Like, again, let's just say, God forbid, the South African man beats me. Then what, I go back to now I'm ranked number 2, and it's like the cycle keeps continuing. Like, I love fighting. I love violence. It's who I am in my core, but like, this doesn't define me. And I would tell everybody that you shouldn't let your job define you. This is my job. It's what I like, but it doesn't define me.
Does the belt do anything at all for you?
It's hidden in my closet under a pile of dirty clothes.
Under a pile of dirty clothes?
Yeah.
We couldn't
Well,
find
because
like,
I know I have
a shelf?
I have a lot of like monster laying around, so they might be borderline dirty, so I just threw it on top of it. I don't know, man. One of my favorite quotes: "If they'll fight for 10 and ribbon, give them 10 and ribbon." It's like it's fraudulent, but everything is fraudulent. Like everything we see is fraudulent. What we wear, what we drive, like we are in the matrix. Like we are in the matrix. When you walk outside and you see a Porsche or a Lamborghini, or you see an ad for a Rolex, like you are in the matrix. You are being brainwashed. Like all of this is designed to be fraudulent, to make people think that, oh, you are famous. Look at him. Watch him. It's bull.
Well, that belt under dirty clothes is still one that you will defend.
Yeah, I guess so. But again, like we all defend belts. I'm a champion. There's gonna be a champion after me. There's been champions before me. It's all just like, give me your money. Give me your money. And again, I love you guys. All to the fans who watch me fight, you have gave me such a good life that I would never have had without you guys. So as much as I shit on marketing and all this stuff, you guys literally have you've gave me a purpose in a life. But all of this, it literally is just.
Are the fans at any point a driving factor in your motivation in the gym?
No, they're just good people, especially, I think a lot of a lot of people who have like, suffered trauma or abuse like me growing up, which is statistically, it's a big portion of the world. It's probably dodging beer cans or, had a creepy fucking uncle. Like a lot of people, the Snow White story, the perfect household, the Truman story isn't America. The real Americans are two parents are working, probably dad's a shitbag, mom maybe sucks, he's probably having sex with a babysitter. You're not a great student. You're not going to grow up and be a doctor one day. You're not going to grow up and be famous. You're going to grow up and you're going to be working in a ditch, tying rebar. You're going to be doing that. So it's like, what I love about the fans is they're a lot like me. They're a lot like me, and I see these guys, and they're better than me. They're better than me. Like I was in San Diego, and this fucking guy comes up to me, and he has his like 2 daughters, and like it makes me emotional thinking about it. And he thanks me for who I am and speaking up for him. I'm like, dude, I don't have kids. Like you're going to school, or you're going to work. You're working a construction job. You have these 2 daughters that you're gonna raise to be great individuals. What the have I done? I hit people in the head. I'm making no difference in society. I'm the asshole. You're sacrificing your life and your time. It's a weekend and you're taking your $2 to get ice cream in San Diego. What am I doing? I'm gonna go hang out on a boat and be an asshole. So it's like, it's crazy that like I get the spotlight when I don't contribute anything to the world, It's wild to me. But here we are, the Matrix.
I would beg to differ that you show people that they're not alone. And I think that's why you've resonated with so many people. But Sean, why was it something in you that you wanted to speak out about? What compelled you to share your story when so many people who have been in similar positions keep that to themselves?
Well, I think it's just like, I'm allowed to. For instance, if you are somebody like struggling with life and you work, say you're tying rebar, or you're being a roofer, no one gives a about you. No one gives a that your dad hit you or your dad molested you or your dad beat your mom or whatever tragic story you had. No one gives a about you. And the only reason why people give a about me is because I have a belt. But think about it, if I wasn't a fighter, who would I be? I'd be some piece of motherfucker with a criminal record, working some job, probably trying to steal copper from a construction site. And you'd be like, oh, you're the asshole. Society, man, it's brutal. Like no one, like it's brutal. Even little something like the Zuckerberg, Mr. Zuck. He's building what, a multi-billion-dollar compound on Hawaii. Like half of Hawaii burns down and you're taking all this money to build a compound. Like you can't talk about the world and not be angry. It's insane, man. It's insane.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people have connected with you. They've seen themselves in your shoes or vice versa, and they feel like, hey, I have a companion on this journey.
And then that's one thing when I do fight. Fans don't motivate me to fight hard, but it does. It is nice to have like people come up to me and say that I have helped them in a weird way, which I don't know how I help them, guys. I'm just stumbling through life, but. If I had to say anything that I've ever enjoyed from UFC, again, I like money, I like this, it is the people I've met along the way. I have met some great fans, I mean, I had to get a switch done at my house. I'm such an idiot. I was like, dude, what do these switches do? And it controlled a fan that was capped. But anyway, so I hired an electrician, and he came over, and he had me sign his jacket. Hawaiian guy. He had me sign his, jacket. Like, that's like, it's cool, man. Like, that's cool. Like, it's cool that you, dude, who probably has a family, he's probably working a job, he's probably doing all the right things for society. You come to my house, I make a million times more than you. And I literally hit people in the face, and you're asking, like, you're showing me admiration. Motherfucker, I don't do anything. I hit people in the head. You're the one going to work. You're making society run, dude. All I'm doing is just talking shit,
I love that attitude because I think that so often that can get lost, that other people are what keeps all of this running.
And then I think that's what bothers me the most with the Matrix, with the Matrix. It's like, even like we put us on pedestals. We put us on pedestals. We don't do me and you. At the end of the day, like we don't.
I talk for a living. I don't do anything.
We're the same thing. We're entertainers. But yet people forget that we don't make society move. The people waking up every day at 4 in the morning, driving to LA to the LAX to go redo an airport, to go redo a bridge. And it's hard because you look in the mirror and I was like, oh, there's Sean Strickland. Like, Sean Strickland, I hit people in the head, you guys. You could do it, you know, it's just, all you gotta do is drop out of high school and be a loser most of your life, and here you go. You know? Yeah, life's strange. Life's strange. The Matrix.
Tell me your thoughts on Dricus as an opponent. Where are his biggest threats? Where are the biggest challenges?
He's awkward. He's just awkward. You know, it's like when you're that level of awkward, you know, you just do weird shit that works. But he's tough. He fights hard. You know, I mean, his coach always keeps him hard. He keeps him ready. So yeah, I mean, he's just awkward, dude. He's just awkward.
There's been some interesting comments on the internet about him maybe really underestimating you and kind of looking past this fight. Do you feel like a lot of your opponents do that?
It's so weird, man. Like, you guys understand, I'm like the hardest working person in the UFC. It's like, I don't understand why people are like I mean, again, you can, but like, look at my face. How do you think this happens? I fight people every day. Ankalaev, like, I fight the best in the world every day, dude. Like, how do I get shit on so much? But whatever. To the death, African man.
You obviously had a little scuffle with him, we'll call it, in December in the stands. What was it about his comments?
I really think the UFC set that one up, by the way.
Well, I mean, to your credit, Dana White said they should have never been sitting there and that was his fault for the seating chart.
You know, he's actually like, I actually generally like Dricus, but you just like, here's the thing, man. You know who I am. Like, I will kill you. I love my life. I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to die. But like, I'm the one guy who's okay throwing away my life. And one day that I hope that if the opportunity ever presents myself, I man up and I do it. You know, and we're going to have this interview. We're going to all look back at it and be like, oh yeah, Sean wasn't joking. He really threw away his life. So it's like, I'm the one person that like, yes, I'm okay dying as long as you die with me, you know?
But you had the wherewithal before you did anything.
To leave my gun at home, but they also make it
it's a gun-free zone. But you asked Gilbert Burns' wife and son to move over.
Well, yeah, I don't want to that's inappropriate. If I want to kill a man, I don't want to hurt a child.
Yeah, but I think it's just kind of crazy because no one was expecting you to jump over the chair, but you're going, okay, move over, and then you jump.
I mean, how do you not expect me? I literally tell you guys all day long that there's been like situations in my life where I've almost murdered a man, and like, you guys think I'm joking? When I tell you guys, I tell the UFC, I tell the fans, listen, you guys, I don't like to leave my house because I put myself in altercations and at pinch I might murder somebody and I don't want to lose my life. So when I tell you guys all this, I tell the UFC, I tell ESPN, I tell everybody that I'm a volatile human being. And you're like, nah, he's just joking. He's not that way. He's not going to try to stab somebody. But it's actually kind of funny. So this was my turn back moment, my moment of sanity, right? So I knew you get in a fight with that, you know it's going to happen for like a few seconds. So my brain, I'm like, how can I this guy up, right? So I'm like, I just got to drop the downward strikes to the spine. You know, maybe I get some damage. And in the video, you'll see it. I grab his head and I'm about to Mike Tyson this motherfucker, right? So I grab this dude's head and I think I even got a little hair in my mouth. And there was a moment where I was about to take a chunk from him and I was like, Sean, you can't come back from this. Like, this is one of those things that if you do, there is no coming back from this. Like, you can't bite a motherfucker. And I got like, as I was about to go down, and you'll see the video, if you slow motion it right till we break up, you'll see me go down to Mike Tyson, that motherfucker, but it just didn't happen.
I would like to commend you for your control on that.
Yeah, no, if it would have, I think that if it would have like, if it didn't get broken up, like 1 second later, he probably took a piece of his ear out from him.
Okay.
But he's a nice guy.
How do you win this fight? Do you have any idea on what gets you your hand raised?
I mean, nothing changed with me. I like the box. It's in the pocket. It's Philly shell. It's just hard fighting, man. It's just 25 minutes of I'm going to hit you in the face, try not to get hit. Hopefully you don't knock me out. I'm going to try to knock you out. Like, you know, it's already written. The and only the gods know who wins this. I just know I worked my ass off in the pocket, tuck the chair, and go and have a war.
And what does the rest of 2024 look like?
Oh man, hopefully I win and fight more and make more money, you guys. I like, yeah, I sell my soul for this.